What's going on, my beautiful people? Hope all is well. Just wanted to touch base tonight and open up this space for people, men, black men. Um, there's always this conversation regarding mental health, and I wanted to touch on that tonight just a little bit. Um, I believe over the last 5 to 10 years, the conversation of mental health has really expanded. Because when I was growing up, I think it was non existent. Throughout school, for me, and home, completely non existent. And, growing up in a Caribbean household, forget about it completely. But it's real. And, I think people look at mental health as a thing, but it's really your mentals that you want to keep healthy. Just like your physicals, your spiritual. Mental's another aspect of you. And having your mental health at risk is real. I've been there, and it's it's a tough situation, especially as a man, and especially as a black man. I don't feel like there's really a true safe space yet. We're still working on it as a whole, as a community, as a people. Because I think it's kind of frowned upon to be like, for a black man to be like, I'm sad, or I feel depressed. You know, I feel deprived, like I'm in debt. I'm dealing with somebody who's dying. I feel like there's no safe space that's normal for us to express that yet. With friends, family, spouse, partners. It's just, I believe it's now coming into light, these type of conversations. And I wanted to come on here firsthand and let you know that it is real. Being able to keep your mental healthy is real. And you don't have to do it alone. Like me growing up in a Caribbean household, that's completely non-existent. You know what I mean? Being sad or depressed, even talking about that is just, what do they talk about? They tell you what their struggle was. So why should you struggle? Because their struggle was more difficult than your struggle, so you shouldn't be struggling. When in reality, just life impacts people differently, you know? Um, and it could be scary how it impacts some people, you know? I didn't realize the effect that the mental could have on somebody's health until I had a son. That's just plain as day. When I had a son, I think I was thinking like my father. My father was just a man of culture. This is how his father did it, his grandfather did it, his great grandfather did it, and so on and so forth. So, culture is what raised kids, you know what I mean? I was raised through culture, that old school culture. And, there came a time and point where, my son did something that upset me at a young age, very young age, and the way I expressed my feelings gave me a flashback to how it was for me at the time. And I felt like I wanted to vomit. because you gotta understand, like Caribbean parents, a lot of times they don't care if they embarrass you in front of people. They just say what they want to say, how they gonna say it, because they believe that's the lesson right there. So I quickly caught myself and I adjusted to that, because growing up for me, even being different in school, like was almost like, hey, this guy has a problem. He likes to make people laugh. He must be crazy. You know what I mean? So like dealing with that, I suppressed a lot of myself because that was just who I was from a young age. I was always the guy, not only making people laugh, but I just love to entertain. I love to act. I love to dance. I love to sing. That was just me. My parents thought I had a problem because of that. Because, culture says that that's crazy. Um, so I had to suppress a lot growing up. And, obviously it's not until I got to college I really got to do my thing and live. And what I noticed was I would go through bouts of sadness, of depression, of challenges, dealing with certain circumstances, dealing with death, dealing with relationships, dealing with not making a team. You know what I mean? It was something that most of us had to just drive through. That was our way of coping. Just drive through this thing. Just bull through it, run through it. You know what I mean? Like a running back. And that was just the norm. And I feel like, as I got older, I would realize certain things like, oh snap, like certain things would trigger memories. And I would be like, wow, I never really dealt with this, you know? And I think that's where you begin to take your mental health more serious. When you start to realize the trauma, the weight of life on you, and you've never really had an out for it, you know? And I think if I didn't have my son, I don't think I would have realized that. It would have just been culture all the way, you know? Um, and, my parents, they did the best they could. That's what they knew, culture. So that's how they raised us, culture. And I'm not mad at it, Most of us make fun of it. And, people who were not raised Caribbean will look at it like, that's child abuse. And it probably was, but that was life, though. With my son, even my daughter now, I have more conversations with them. And yeah, even though I'll blow a fuse, but I'll let them speak. I let them express themselves. And that's not something that I could have done at a younger age. And when I say express themselves, I don't mean they running into walls and cursing at me. No, it's like, hey, like let's have a conversation about why this happened, so I could understand what the thought process was behind that. Because I've been at that age, and I've done stupid stuff. So let's chat. It's those kind of conversations we have, compared to I said no, and that's it. But sometimes they need that. You know, um, Majority of the times we do have that open conversation, but sometimes it's like no, and that's it because they are still young. Still developing their mentals, especially the boy. The girls develop faster, so um, that's just life. But during the pandemic, oh my gosh, that was one of the most challenging times for me as a man because I was running a play. We won the New York Theater Festival. and we were about to tour with the play, and then the pandemic happened, COVID happened, the coronavirus at the time, and everything got shut down, and the kids had to stay home, and I had to become a teacher overnight. To become a teacher, you need 4 to 8 years of schooling, and then 2 years of shadowing other teachers. I did it overnight, and it almost killed me. I came out the pandemic a different person. I'm still not the same. And when I would tell certain people this, they'll be like, "Yo, get over it, man. It's over." But I don't feel the same. I've not, I still don't feel the same. And I seeked help. I spoke to people. One guy in particular, I call him my mentor because we would have conversations that would be beyond life almost. It wasn't just about like me and comedy and family. It's like it was about how to deal with certain situations, how to address them, how to start healing from them, and how to start moving again. Those type of conversations. And if it wasn't for those conversations, I don't know where I'd be right now. Uh, I also realize that working out is also a good outlet, and that's a good contribution to keeping your mental healthy. Working out, alcohol doesn't do it. Although it might feel good, it doesn't really help. I know because during the pandemic, I tried to drink. It did nothing for me. Like when I say nothing, I'm not saying that it didn't help my mental, but I wasn't even getting nice. Like after 2 days, I'm like, I just stopped drinking completely during the pandemic because it wasn't even helping me. It wasn't even making me feel good. So I came out the pandemic definitely a different person, and I'm still working on me right now, believe it or not. And this is why I want to come out here today and let people know that it's not an overnight fix to get your mental health in good shape. It's like going to the gym. Like you got to work on it all the time. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you need therapy all the time, but like I said, exercise, the way you eat, removing people out of your life. Because some people are just there to take, and never give. And that in itself, you know what I mean? So you really got to protect yourself from negative energy, from people who are always taking, from people who don't appreciate you. You got to protect yourself. You got to go to the gym. You got to work out. You got to watch what you eat. And therapy is, to me, I think one of the best. Talking to somebody who is a therapist, the best, of course, but like, my mentor, he's not a therapist, but he's somebody who will be able to listen to what I'm saying, give me a parallel situation to maybe he's been in, and help find a solution or help work towards a solution, work towards healing. And I think that's what we all need. This is a step by step situation. There are no overnight fixes. You know, um, we gotta find a safe space. People are going to judge. People are gonna point. They're gonna laugh. Even this video right here, I'm pretty sure some of my family and friends and even fans will see it and be like, "Yo, Jay, you good? I saw you on. You look depressed, man. Like everything all right?" Yes, everything is all right, but there are a lot of people out there who are not doing all right, and I want to let them know it's okay. Even though the safe space for us is very limited right now, but they're out there, and it's okay. It doesn't make you soft or not the man of your house or not a leader. It's it's taking care of yourself. It's investing in yourself, investing in your mind, investing in your soul, investing in your body. Without your mental being in decent shape, you could just be looking at a downward spiral, man. So take it serious. Talk to somebody, a professional, a therapist, or talk to somebody who maybe has been there in those situations. Uh, Talk to somebody who's on your outer circle, who doesn't know you too well, and just listen. Get in the gym, go for a walk, chill in the sun, breathe, take yourself to the movies, take yourself out to eat, remove negativity out of your life, remove toxic people out of your life. That stuff is deadly. You might think somebody's there for you, and the only thing they're doing is just chipping at you slowly. So watch out with that. And that's about it, guys. Life gets tough for all of us. And when it does, that's the time to embrace it, deal with it, heal from it, and keep on moving. That's the only option we got. You know, we can't let it beat us down. Keep pushing, keep praying, keep moving. Much love, much blessings. You're not alone out there. We got you.